Hey, happy Monday. Today we're talking about putting a ticket price on your event. I've been getting some questions lately, some really good questions about how to value an event such that it sells and also makes you money. So if you're in the middle of planning an event or you're struggling with pricing or you're struggling with budgeting for your event, then this video is for you. I'm Lauren Caselli, an event planner and event marketer for small online businesses and creative entrepreneurs. And today I wanted to talk a little bit about setting your ticket price and why you should set it higher than you think it should be. So in a previous video and previous blog posts, I've talked about the ways to sit down and really get a good pricing structure under your feet as a foundation for your event. However, one thing that most entrepreneurs don't do when they're hosting an event is they don't take into account the amount of time that it's taking them to plan the event. And I see entrepreneurs doing this with literally every online product, online course. They say, I grossed, $60,000 or I grossed $1,000, when in reality, how much time did you sit down and spend creating that product or creating that service? And then after you take that quote unquote time out, that's your profit margin. And a lot of times with events, which can take between 50 to 500 hours to plan, just depending on the event, you're putting a lot more time in it than you think, not only from creating the product, but also running it. Events are generally a one-time thing. And so if you're putting a lot of time and money and effort into hosting an event, and it's only happening once, it's not like a product that you can sell over and over again, then you have to sit down and really think about what the amount of money you have to take home at the end of the day is worth it to run that event. So number two, so that's the first piece. The second piece is how to price an event and why you should price it higher than you think. So the bottom line around events is that you should treat an event like an in-person coaching or one-on-one session with you, because your time is valuable and your in-person expertise and your in-person guidance is really, really valuable. And so if you're putting a low price point on your event, $20, $30, $40, $50, even $100, depending on if it's a workshop or an in-person kind of conference, if you're not charging enough money, people aren't going to value you as a service. They're gonna say, oh, this is only $30 and I get food and wine and a gift. Well, I mean, this is totally worth it. This is way above and beyond. And so when you start putting that higher ticket price on things, sure, you're gonna turn off some people, but you're gonna really attract people who want to work with you and who feel like your presence and your advice and your whatever it is that you have to offer for this event is really, really worth it and really, really valuable. So I really encourage you to sit down today if you're planning an event and think about maybe 3 price levels. Number 1, what's the rock bottom basement price you have to charge to not only break even in costs, but also break even in the time that you're putting into an event? What's kind of a comfortable margin where you say, this feels comfortable for me to charge this to people and I'm going to make a little bit of money on top of my effort? And then you're wild out of the box. This is how much money I would love to make and it would blow my mind if I made this much money. And this is a ticket price that would feel really uncomfortable to put out there in the universe. And so I want you to sit down and do that exercise today. And then I want you to tell me in the comments below what that number is and what type of event you have. And I would really, really love to start a conversation around premium pricing for in-person events, because I think a lot of times people are really, really afraid of selling them out in the first place. And so they devalue them, they lower the value. And then they don't sell as many seats because people don't feel like the in-person experience is going to be as good as an online experience, because getting people to an event is really, really hard. And so if you put a higher ticket price on it, they're going to know that the event is worth it. So that's what I have for you today. Go ahead in the comments below, tell me what your event is and what's your 3 different price levels. What's your bottom level break-even price? What's your I feel comfortable charging this and it would make me some profit price? And what's your scary, oh my gosh, out of the box price? I really look forward to hearing your answers, and I'll see you next week.